Welcome to Cooking with Gluten with Gary. My name is Gary and today we're cooking with gluten. Gluten has got a bad rap over the past few years, having become the scapegoat for such health maladies as digestive problems, allergies, migraines, chronic fatigue, intestinal catastrophes, and other malfeasances of the body for which gluten is simply not guilty. Big Health will tell you that gluten is unhealthy, but that's just a bunch of lies. For the truth, you can go to my blog, I'll tell you all about it and you'll find out everything you need to know about the lies that Big Health is telling you. I've been working very closely with officials on both the state and the local levels to put more gluten-based foodstuffs in our schools. But enough with the serious stuff, all right? Let's get to the good eats. Now you take this simple, perfect loaf of heavily glutenized bread. I baked it this morning. Now, because of the heavy gluten content inside of it, it does take a little bit longer to chew, but that helps you savor the flavor. And you know what goes great with heavily glutenized bread? A heavily glutenized brownie. Just add butter. And now for a creation of mine that I think could bring about a revolution in gluten-based foodstuffs and confections. This is my gluten caramel pie. A pie for the whole family made entirely of gluten. There is no caramel involved, rather I caramelized gluten as part of the process. And the result is a bit of a long-lasting heaven in your digestive system. And now for the conclusion of this episode of Cooking with Gluten with Gary, I will present to you the debut of my pièce de résistance. Through science, I have distilled gluten down to its pure liquid form. This has many applications, most notable of which is, say, you're in a restaurant. A salad is placed before you and it has no gluten to be found. What are you gonna do? A few drops of this magic stuff and you will have all of your gluten needs met. What if we put this in a spray bottle? Now, anytime one of those gluten allergic folks come and try to talk to you about their nonsense, you give them one spray of this and they'll be running to the nearest yoga studio and out of your life forever. Let's say you're about to go on a romantic date with a lady you aim to impress. A few drops of this on your pulse points and she'll be coming in close and she won't even know why. Now, if you get any of this in your eye, don't try to rinse it out with water immediately or else the gluten will just expand and it'll make everything worse. Remember folks, gluten is as important to the ecosystem of our foodstuffs as sugar, fructose, glucose, and aspartame. It's not just foodstuffs, it's science. And you can read all about it on the blog. Well friends, this has been another episode of Cooking with Gluten with Gary. My name is Gary and today, you've been cooking with gluten.
Tragic news in the cooking world tonight as the body of beloved internet chef Gary of Cooking with Gluten with Gary was discovered here inside his apartment. It is believed he died of a gluten overdose. While an autopsy has yet to be performed, it's pretty clear from the bloated remains that gluten was to blame, as well as a misunderstanding of the word science. Do you have enough gluten in your home to kill you? Stay with us as the investigation continues right after this.